Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another lesson of learning Japanese. Today we're going to cover another kind of simple but definitely really valuable and common day occurrence grammar pattern, and that is going to be the grammar pattern that is a noun plus the phrasing no yo plus either the particle na or the particle ni and plus a little blank afterwards to be whatever you want to put in that blank, basically to mean like noun or as if noun. So this is going to be one of the probably many ways to say something along the lines of like noun, but the pretty cool thing about this one, the no youna or the no yo ni, is that we can use it to modify another noun, saying a noun is like noun, or we can use it to modify basically an adjective or even a verb, saying that something is adjective like noun or something does perform a certain action like noun. And so the only grammatical technicalities that we need to make note of here is that when we're using this to modify a noun, saying a noun is like the noun in the construction in capital letters, we're going to use the particle na after yo, and when we use this to modify basically anything else, it's going to be the particle ni. So if we're using an adjective or a verb, then it's going to be yo ni instead of yo na. So with that distinction duly noted, now let's just go into some examples to get an idea of this. And for our examples, we're going to break it into two parts basically, and the first part is going to cover that exactly that first instance where we're just using this grammar pattern to modify another noun, saying a noun is like a noun, and thus these won't be complete sentences. We'll just be basically modifying a noun, and yeah, and then after that we'll go through a couple example sentences. And so for our first example line, not quite a sentence, we have the words yume no youna jinsei, and this is going to translate to basically a life that's like a dream or a dream-like life. So let's break this little line down. And so first up we have just the word yume, and this is going to mean basically dream. It's a noun, so this is the noun in capital letters that is going to be in our grammar construction here. So right after that noun, all we have to do is add the phrasing youna, because we're going to be using this to modify another noun, so we use na instead of ni. And so basically that's all we need to do, other than now add our stuff in the blank, which is whatever word we want to compare to a dream, to say that it is like a dream or as if it's a dream. And for this particular example, that word is going to be jinsei, which means basically life. And so we put that all together, and this is just going to translate to a life that's like a dream. We have here yume no youna modifying the word jinsei, and so yume no youna jinsei is a life like a dream or a dream-like life. And so basically we've just described this entity, and we can go on to use this to describe it even further in a complete sentence by adding some more stuff, but we're just going to keep it at that for this. Okay, so for our next example, that's just going to be using this grammar pattern to modify another noun. We have the line犬のような少年, and this is going to translate to basically a dog-like boy or a boy like a dog. And so we see here that it's basically the exact same thing. We have the word inu, which means dog, and it's a noun. We're going to follow that with the default phrasing youna, because we're using this to modify another noun, and then we add the noun that we're trying to modify, which is going to be shounen, which means young boy basically here. So once again, Inu no youna shonen is going to be a boy that's like a dog or a dog-like boy. And perhaps if we completed the sentence with some other stuff that would give some more context as to why we're calling this boy dog-like, but we're not going to do that in this case, so you just have to keep on guessing why. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second part of the examples for this lesson, and basically we're just going to be using this grammar pattern to modify an action and adjective and basically just not noun. So for our first example sentence, we have the line Kanojo wa tenshi no you ni nikkou de kagayaita. And what this line is going to translate to basically is just she shined in the sunlight like an angel. So let's break this awfully romantic sentence down bit by bit. First up we have Kanojo, which is just going to translate to her or she. We have the particle wa, marking her as the topic of the sentence. Now we're employing the grammar pattern here, so we start off with a noun that we're going to compare to, and this is going to be the word tenshi, which means angel. So we add tenshi, then we add no, and then we add yo, and then we choose na or ni. Since we're going to be modifying not a noun this time, we're going to choose ni. So tenshi no yo ni is still going to translate to just like an angel, but there's going to be a grammatical nuance there. Right after that, we have the word nikkou, and this is going to basically translate to sunlight. We're going to mark sunlight with a de right after, because we're going to be saying in sunlight. And now we have the action that's about to appear, and this is going to be kagayaita, and this is going to be the word kagayaku, which means to shine basically. This is going to be conjugated into its past plain form, so kagayaku turns into kagayaita. And so altogether, this is going to translate to she shined in the sunlight like an angel. Kanojo wa tenshi no you ni nikkou de kagayaita. Okay, so now we're going to use this grammar pattern with an adjective, and so for our next example sentence, we have the line Kare no yaruki wa 火のように暑い. And what this line will translate to is just basically his determination is hot like fire. Okay, so let's break down this sentence bit by bit. And first up, we just have kare. We've already seen this many times. It just means he, basically. We have the particle no here to initiate the noun of a noun modification. So right after kare and right after no, we have yaruki, and this is going to be a noun that translates to basically his will to do something, and this will more naturally perhaps turn into determination or motivation or something like that, spirit. So kare no yaruki, with the noun of a noun modification here, is just going to basically be his spirit, his determination, something along those lines. We're going to mark that spirit or determination with the particle wa to make it the topic of the sentence, and now we employ our grammar pattern. And so the noun that we're going to choose to compare to is going to be the noun he, which just means fire, basically. So we add he, and then we add no yo ni right after that, because we're not going to be using this to modify a noun, so we're not going to do no yo na, we're going to choose no yo ni. And now right after ni, we have the adjective that we're going to use to describe his determination as being like fire, and that is going to be the e adjective atsui, which means hot. And of course fire is hot, so this is a valid comparison. So his determination is hot like fire is kare no yaruki wa hi no yo ni atsui. Okay, we'll do one more example sentence, and we'll just go back to using this grammar pattern with a verb, basically, because that always seems to be the trickiest subcategory, I assume. So for our line, we have Watashi wa boukensha no you ni色々の面白いことを経験したいんです. And what this line is going to translate to is basically, I want to experience a bunch of different and interesting things like an adventurer. Let's break down this line bit by bit. And first up, we have watashi, which is just going to be me or I. We have wa, marking me or I as the topic of the sentence. We have the grammar pattern now, so we need a noun. Our noun is going to be boukensha, and this is going to mean adventurer. We're going to add no yo ni right after boukensha, because we're going to be using this grammar pattern to modify a verb. So right after that, we have iro, and this is going to mean basically a lot of or many, something along those lines. And this is going to be part of a noun modification, so right after it is no. Then right after no is going to be omoshiroi koto. So koto is going to be the noun that is part of the noun modification, but it is in turn being modified by omoshiroi, the adjective that means basically interesting. So basically, iro no koto is going to be many things, but iro no omoshiroi koto is going to be many interesting things. We're going to mark things as a direct object to the verb that's about to come, so there's a particle o right after it. Then we have the verbal noun keiken suru, which means to experience. We're going to conjugate suru into shitai, the desiderative form, so that means to want to experience. Then we're going to add the nuance of right after shitai, and then we end the sentence with des, so shitaindesu. So once again, all together, watashi wa boukensha no you ni色々の面白いことを経験したいんです is going to be, I want to experience many interesting things like an adventurer. And so yeah, that's how we're using this grammar pattern noun no yo ni or noun no youna to basically describe something as being like noun or as if noun, and this something can be another noun in and of itself, or it can be an adjective, or it can be a verb. And this is of course one of the many ways to say such a thing, and we will learn a lot more eventually. But this one is really common, so definitely get this one down. It's said in everyday conversation every day, so yeah.